Hi, I'm Big Jon with BackStage360. I'm sitting here with Dail of Daring Greatly. He's the father of, I guess, all of the kids we just briefly mentioned right before. Not the
father of rock.
I believe that title is held for Jimmy Page. Sorry.
Really?
Is it Jimmy Page?
Well, I don't know. Bill Haley, Buddy
Okay.
Holly.
Okay. Well, if you're going that far back, but
yeah.
but
I looked it up
what
today,
we call
actually,
blues
just
rock,
for
like
shits.
the '70s blues rock. Jimmy
Yeah.
Page is close to the father of that with Led Zeppelin.
He could absolutely, yeah, and I'm sure he's fathered quite a bit.
But in your case, you actually have two children, two sons in this band,
Yeah.
and then you have two adopted sons in this band. As I've read, you like to adopt kids. So tell me, your two sons, Liam and Patrick. You grew up with them, or they grew up with you being musical.
Yeah.
And you kind of got them into music. So you do that in. You're from Calgary, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
Yep.
tell me about growing up in Canada and the music scene, the
Sure.
music situation there.
Well, so right out of school, getting into a relationship with the boy's mom, we didn't have a lot of money, so I worked full time during the day, and then I played gigs every weekend at night. And then as the kids grew older, I subjected them to all those gigs, and
They obviously took to it very well.
and then I got them into piano when they were 5, and so they both
Liam plays the piano.
They both play everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just in the band. Liam plays keyboard and Patrick plays acoustic, but Patrick plays everything, and it is actually quite gifted on most things. Horns. He plays the bass way better than I do. He plays a mean piano. He plays great drums. Liam plays drums, piano, guitar, everything. We had him on stage. That's what we did for, whether we were camping, whether we were having a Christmas family party, or whether I got him on stage. And I have video of both of them on stage when they were 5 years old singing harmony to either me with a Everly Brothers song or me with a Cat Stevens song.
So you guys definitely have music. You grew them up with music in their blood. So when did Braden and Brandon become a part of this family of brotherhood?
Yeah, Patrick became friends with Braden in a chemistry class, I think, in high school, and then he found out that he was a drummer after they became friends because they were both hockey players, so they had that in common. And then became friends, and then realized they were both musicians, and then started to really connect on it's still pretty interesting how they connect. Like, it's pretty magical.
Braden's an interesting character.
Oh,
I got to talk to him at the event I met you at, which was
that's right, at the Music Box.
Yeah, the Music Box event where you did all the Steve Miller Band and played with Greg Douglas. And that was awesome.
No, Braden is a very interesting guy. Intellectual, emotional, but all within this really cool, colorful persona.
Very grounded for the strangity that he offers.
Oh yeah, it's strangity. I love that word.
I like making up my own words. So strangity.
Sure. I knew what you meant.
Exactly.
I didn't make the agreement that it wasn't a word.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's nix that from the recording then. Okay. So let's get to Brandon. When did Brandon come in? The lead guitarist.
Just a little bit after that. We had played a few gigs, and we were thinking, like, 3-part harmonies, acoustic guitar, keyboard, piano, nice drums. It all had this great sound, but the lead, the electric, the fire, the energy behind a good lead guitarist was still missing with a lot of the stuff that we were writing, and we really wanted to go that one extra step with the electric guitar. So maybe about 3 or 4 months after that, we asked Brandon to come and join us, and I think probably at first he was open to it just because we were getting gigs, because I'd been in the business for so long already. But then quickly realized that there was this really cool chemistry between Patrick and Braden because they were such good friends. And then obviously the family thing, there was a connection there. And who doesn't want to be part of, a really cool, tight team like that, right? It just feels so good. You share successes, you share failures, you share vision, you share.
And that really
it's
comes
so
through
cool.
on stage. When I saw you guys at the event, I mean, even Greg Douglas very easily slid into the family that you create, the atmosphere family
Yeah.
on stage. And I actually haven't heard any of the new album yet, but I want to talk to you about the music first.
Sure.
When did you guys first bring Daring Greatly to San Diego?
So almost exactly a year ago right
Okay.
now. So probably 11 months ago. And really it was just, I mean, we know now more clearly. I probably wouldn't have put it in these words a year ago, but it was, if we're going to commit to this, if we're really, really going to make music our career, then there's only one place to be, and that's someplace close to LA, because you're only 1 or 2 degrees separated from someone who knows someone in the
Yeah.
entertainment business. It's not a big population. It's not which we kind of, that was our original story. It's really just everybody's in the entertainment business, and everybody knows someone in the entertainment business. Why wouldn't you want to be close to that?
Now, what's interesting with your story is you guys did something a little bit different with your album than most people do. You kind of crowdsourced the majority of your fundraising. And now this is the album which you released about a week ago. You've released the name of it. It's called Cornerstones. And thank you for you and the guys for autographing it. I'm very lucky to get this band. We're going to hold this still or try it. Here, let me set it on my knee. Is that better? We good? We good? Okay. We got a good visual of it, so I'm going to set it down now. So
Nice.
anyway, so Cornerstones, and I like the name because you guys focus on a family atmosphere of love, caring. It's all positivity.
Yeah.
Like the negativity, you deal with it as it comes, but you find the positive out of that negativity, and that's kind of a cornerstone that I follow too. So when I heard about this with you guys and the name itself and the Cornerstones, tell me how you got with the name Daring Greatly, and then how that bred to the name Cornerstones.
Sure. So, Daring Greatly came from a Theodore Roosevelt speech in 1910 called "The Man in the Arena." It's very well worth actually having it on your wall, because it challenges you to do everything that you want to do.
Okay.
Because we shouldn't be afraid to fail. We shouldn't be afraid of the judgments that other people pass when you do fail, because usually those people are just the ones that are too afraid to try. And so even if you fail daring greatly. So that's where that comes from. And so we're really proud of the name. But then, as you know, when you step out your comfort zone and you go on this journey that we've been on for the last 11 months, going to a strange place, meeting all new people, having everything turns upside down, ending all relationships, selling all things, make all the things that were a priority, they're not a priority anymore, like money and the nice house and all that kind of stuff. And you really start getting down to what's really, really important, like the connection with people. And this growth that's happened over the last 11 months has just been so much fun, and I'm so proud that we've all done it together with the boys and everything, and which keeps me going, because I get tired sometimes. I'm way older than these guys, and it's hard to keep up sometimes, but you know, it's worth it, because these guys are just, they're grabbing on to everything we're learning, and they're continuing to write better music, and we're making better connections, and life becomes deeper and makes more sense. And the whole journey is just a lot of fun, and watching their growth, which I get to do every day. So I'm not just in the band, I'm also a huge fan of these guys, because I get to watch the growth. They're daring greatly every time we're on the stage, where Brandon does something on the guitar different every single time. He's not just memorizing leads, he's really pushing the limits. And Liam, the same thing. And we have a breathing song that is never finished, and we continuously challenge ourselves to change the melody and the leads and all that kind of stuff, because it's living and breathing, and it gets us in the creative mode. Like, we want to change everything.
So where does this Cornerstone come from, like trying to build a whole new feel, like a whole new style? Because when I hear the term cornerstone, it usually is like the first thing you lay down for the construction of a building, which would maybe make you think about four corners. But I'm picturing a little bit different from you guys, especially since you even called yourself possibly the next Eagles.
I don't know if we called ourselves that. I mean, we respect the Eagles a lot, and we're probably too humble to make that kind of statement. But anybody who uses us in the same sentence as the Eagles is obviously
I did read that
we're
somewhere.
flattered.
So
Yeah.
I would say, from what I did hear, I heard the cover tune of "Old Man" by Neil Young. Is that you singing lead on that?
The high parts.
The higher
yes,
parts, yeah,
yes.
and it sounds amazing, by
Yeah,
the
thanks.
way, and
Yeah, thanks.
the instrumentation of it is absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah, thanks.
And I also read that you do a cover of Seven Bridges Road.
Yeah, we do.
Is there any chance we're going to hear that tonight at the album release party?
I think for this kind of night, there are a few songs that have become really important to us, and Seven Bridges Road is one of those.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'm a huge fan of the Eagles and of
Yeah.
that song as well. So
very cool.
I'm looking forward to hearing that
Yeah.
being sung by you and your sons as
Oh,
well.
thanks.
I'll
Yeah.
flip on harmony in that.
Yeah.
So that being said, getting to this album, now this is your first full-length album. And
Yep.
how many tracks? We have 12 tracks on this album?
Yeah, 12 tracks plus a bonus acoustic version of one of the songs. Yeah.
How hard was it to narrow down 12 out of your repertoire of what you've already built?
It was actually tough because there are 3 or 4 songs that we debated back and forth that we already have finished and we're really proud of that we would love to be on this. With time and budget and everything else, we just couldn't fit them on there. But I think we nailed it. I'm not disappointed at all. And
So
this,
are we looking towards a new album or a double release later?
Our again, I haven't made any of the agreements that everybody else has made as far as what the industry looks like and what musician and how they make albums and how they create music and all that kind of stuff. We're making our own agreements that feel good. And one of them is, why wouldn't we just release everything that we've built, everything we've written, everything we've produced within a year period? And every year at the same time, we release that year's collection of music. One year
Kind
it
of
could
like
be
yes,
exactly.
An analogy. I can't think of the word right now. But yeah, like an annum of some sort. So
Yeah.
This is an annual release party of some sort.
Exactly. And you do that the same every year. And one year it might be 9 songs. The next year it might be 23 songs. I mean, who knows? I mean, we continue to challenge ourselves by saying the only way we're going to continue to write good music is to to be living a very interesting life.
Well, what I'm looking forward to is to see Cornerstones by Daring Greatly. This is the album release party tonight. I'm looking to see your cornerstone, what you and your boys have built from the ground up, from Calvary, and delivered here to San Diego. So I'm very excited. Thank you again for taking the opportunity to come down and sit with us.
My pleasure.
My pleasure to get to talk to you for Backstage 360. I'm Big Jon here for the album release party for Daring Greatly's Cornerstones.